International Relations at Tehran University. He joins us from the Iranian capital. Given that long list of very high-profile Iranian figures, top brass within the military, within the Air Force, within the army, that have been killed in this Israeli strike, I wonder to what extent the Iranian leadership is reeling in the wake of what it's experienced in the past 24 hours.
You know, we haven't seen anything like this in many, many years. Iran was in the middle of negotiations with the United States. If this had not happened, the Iranian foreign minister would be in Oman negotiating with the Americans to find a peaceful solution. And in the middle of negotiations, you have tens of people killed, not just the generals, but their families, their children, and Iranian sites are attacked. This is a full-fledged war. And there is a huge public opinion pressure on the government to hit and hit back hard. And Iran has no other choice. Iran didn't want to have a war, but the other side has given Iran no choice but to respond. And the response should be at a level to make sure that tonight the same thing doesn't happen again. So we are in a very sad situation. We are going to see a war, another war.
Sorry to interrupt. The response that we've seen so far is not at a level that would, as you say, discourage or dissuade Israel from doing anything again in the future. We've seen armed drones being sent in the direction of Israel. What do you anticipate is coming?
Yeah, I think that this is just the beginning. I think Iran's response is going to be much bigger than what you see. And I saw a report on Fox News, the Fox reporter quoting Trump, saying that he knew about the attack and he called some of the countries in this neighborhood and told them about the upcoming Israeli attack. And we know that there are bases, American bases, in the southern part of the Persian Gulf. We know that there are American bases in Iraq and other places. And it seems this is a joint American-Israeli venture. That's not good news for the United States.
So you suggest that it's almost inevitable now that that American installations, facilities are legitimate targets in the eyes of Iran?
You know, yes, Israeli planes cannot reach Iran and go back. They need refueling. And for that refueling, they need American refueling planes. So Iran did not want to have a military confrontation with the United States. But if Iran decides to attack American bases, they have very legitimate reasons to do that if they decide to do it. They have legitimate reasons to do that. Why? Because Israelis cannot do this type of operations alone.
We've heard from President Masoud Pezeshkian, who sounded pretty earnest and concerned when he gave an address on Iranian television. He called for unity and the avoidance of disinformation at this current time. What did he mean by that? What levels of disinformation are the Iranian people facing in the wake of this attack on the country?
You know, Iran has been experiencing a propaganda war by media outlets that are funded by Netanyahu. We have a couple of television stations that broadcast to Iran 24 hours a day. They call themselves news organizations, but they're not. They're engaging in propaganda. So that is one problem. The other issue that Dr. Pezeshkian talked about today is what in English you call a rally around the flag. So there is this sense of popular dislike and hatred of what has happened in Iran in the last number of hours. People are in the streets. People are demonstrating. This is creating unity in the country. And this is what Dr. Pezeshkian is saying, that this unity is valuable. People should not pay attention to propaganda that's coming from outside. And I think at the end of the day, this is going to very bad decision by the Israelis.
Right. You're saying that this attack has essentially strengthened Iranians' resolve rather than in any way weakened it. Foad Izadi, good to have you on Al Jazeera. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.